Well, I'm going to give you a brief look at steady rest that I was able to come up with. I've been having problems with the longer flutes flexing in the middle and just having problems with that. Had a couple of failures on flutes because it was flexing in the middle and catching and things like that. So anyway, I didn't really have any money for a steady rest to buy one, and I got to looking online and I found actually a DXF file for cutting out a steady rest with like Baltic birch 1/2 inch plywood for cutting it out on a CNC cutter with a router. Well, I don't have that, but I do have a CNC Plasma cutter, and the DXF files work the same. So I stuck it on there, or had my son put it on there and cut out the pieces, which was, I'll try to do this and hold the camera at the same time, but it was 3 of these pieces like this, this base here, and then another piece underneath that, and then there's a block in here that holds it in between the bed there. And anyway, it worked really well. These pieces, they turned out just right for 5/16. He said he had used 5/16 T-bolts. I actually used 5/16 carriage bolts. I don't know if you can see those very well or not. I've kind of got shadow on this side, but those fit perfectly in these slots. I found an orphaned set of roller, or not a set of roller blades, but an orphaned rotor blade in a thrift shop, and I bought it. They work perfect on the for the 5/16 bolts, and just bolted them on there. And then here, I'll try to switch hands. These, I bought these thumb screws, or they were actually called well, armed, I can't remember what they were called, but anyway, it's basically a thumb screw, and I've got the bolts welded on from underneath, just welded through there, comes up through this part. Those tighten and loosen really easy. It's pretty easy to get on and off, other than just having to hold underneath and hold that up there briefly to get these started on there. And it turned out really well. I think I'm gonna try it here in just a little bit once I've got a blank to put on it. I used wing nuts for this instead of these type, because these were like this is the only thing that was really any money. Those were like $3.50 a piece at the hardware store. Probably get them cheaper than that somewhere, but that's what they were there. And so I was going to do that for all of these, and when I saw how much they were, I'm like, well, I don't want to I don't want to buy 8 of those, so I just bought 2. Makes it really easy to get these on and off. But those wing nuts work fine. It doesn't have to be real tight. I've already had a round piece on here, and it all lines up perfectly. The file that he has, it's a free download, and it has 6-inch, 8-inch. Now that's the centers. That's the the center off of your bed. 6-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, and it seemed like he had something else. Now, if you went any more than this, you would have to lengthen these because they're just long enough. If I run them all the way in, they'll just barely touch right here. And so if you went to a 9 or more, then you would have to lengthen those arms right there. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you a quick preview of this, and I'll probably take a shot after it's in action. Well, just to let you see, I turned it down to round and adjusted the steady rest in, and it works really well. I turned right beside it there, so I'd be turning, you know, just kind of testing, so I'd be turning in the most vulnerable area, and much more stable, a lot cleaner cut. It's hard to tell. This is some curly maple, a little bit curly, and so that grain tends to tear. It doesn't matter how smooth it is or how sharp your tool is. The grain tends to tear out just a little bit. That can be sanded out once I get down to where I need to be. But anyway, it's a huge improvement over what it was, and I think it's going to help me out a whole lot. I should have knocked the corners off of this. I got a large round over bit for a deck mounted router, and it doesn't take but about 30 seconds to knock the edge off of it, but I forgot to do that. I got in a hurry to get it over here and see how this thing works, and really, as well as it stabilizes it, it makes it so much easier. I can turn those hard corners off of it pretty quick. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you see it in action. I'll go ahead and turn it on. Running at about 1,000 RPM there. It looks like those wheels are just barely turning. So, and I forgot to mention earlier, this is 3/16, some flat steel 3/16 that I had left over from another project, and I was able to get the parts out of it. I had to kind of pick and choose my area of where I could cut, but I was able to get that large C-shaped part out of it, and easily get the smaller parts out of it. But one thing I do like about this steady rest is it being open right here. It just, you can just, you know, get by it so much easier. If you know, you don't have the rest of that circle out there in your way. So I prefer this a whole lot more than the first full circle design of the steady rest. And the finished product, or not completely finished, but finished with a lathe as far as that goes. And I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got a little bit of nice flame in it. Not a whole lot, kind of subtle. It'll pop out when I put the dye on it.